What's up, listeners and supporters of the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast? We need some help from you, and it won't take up too much of your time. As we grow, we always want to hear your feedback, so take a minute or two to fill out a short anonymous survey. The survey link is right in the episode notes for this podcast. It's easy and takes less than 5 minutes. As always, we thank you for your continued support. Ain't Hard to Tell podcast, episode 73. Dexter, Henry, Brian Fonseca back in the building from the Gotham podcast studio. And Brian apparently cannot start a podcast without laughing. And the reason we're laughing is because we got two guys who were up here just a couple months ago. They were kicking with us.
6 months ago, actually.
6 months. Oh, damn, was that long?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the anniversary?
Do you know what
today is?
It's our anniversary.
You know, was it you? Did you ask me if I sung that on, like, somebody asked me if I sung that on my anniversary?
I think it was me.
I was like, no.
It might have been me.
Because you can't sing? What's going on?
Nah, look, man, I could blow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yo, as soon as I said it, I was like, somebody's going to be real immature about that.
Real rap. That's going to be me. Yeah, I should have did the Black Rob. Whoa. That's what I should
Whoa.
Like, whoa.
But we got back Melvin Taylor, Kyle D. Johnson back in the building. Yo, I got to tell y'all, when you guys were up here, I had a couple people reach out to me that was like, yo, man, I love those episodes. Those dudes were funny. We love the conversation.
Oh, man,
so
we appreciate that.
I just felt like it was just real.
It's actually one of our most downloaded episodes.
It is.
Hey,
yeah. It is.
Yeah,
we
it
go.
is.
Yeah.
We all come
Nah, like for real, it's in our top 5.
Yeah,
I think it's in our top 5 most downloaded.
It is top 5 most downloaded.
It's like right between 4 or 5 because it's like going up and down with some of the other ones.
Yeah, but it's
we starting to get hot out here.
So obviously this one gets bigger because we all got bigger. The hair got bigger.
Preach.
Voices got.
That's true. You didn't have the full fro last time.
Yeah, bro. Like my hair now, all of a sudden, there's no headband on this.
Right. Yeah, you was rocking the headband.
Wait, what are you gonna do in the summer?
It's just gonna fall. I'm just gonna be like this beautiful being. It's gonna be a disgusting summer. I'm gonna be
a disgusting.
I'm gonna,
No braids. No braids.
No. I'm just gonna be out there with my hair falling
this
on my chest and all that. I'm gonna really look like hair like a.
You gonna look? Are we thinking like Andre 3000? Hey y'all type video situation?
No, because he had a press. He had a press. I can go to Dry Bar to get that. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, cool.
I'm black. So that's why.
There we go.
I'm glad you weren't. I'm glad you weren't doing that.
You see the.
I would hurt. I see it.
You see that.
I would hurt if you went that far. I'd be like, bro, what you doing?
I'd be mad at you.
It hurt me to cut a little bit off my beard.
You tell it.
So you just gonna cut off hair when I ain't got no hair? We just gonna do all these things to your head.
I guess so, huh?
Melvin, I don't even know how you could be around him like that. Like I feel like I'm like, but see, you accepted. We talked about this last time. You accepted to come home.
It just got to get to a point where you say, you know what, man, I'm tired of wearing hats all the time, hiding it. I look good without it.
Look,
so why not?
You say that as Dexter and I are here wearing hats.
Hey,
although I think we're fine for now.
I'm fine for now.
Yeah.
I know the time's coming. I'm fine for now.
I could see the beginning of the end on the sides here.
You still got time though.
Yeah, you got time.
Number one, stop stressing out as much. But
leave
you
it,
still
leave
got
a little bit. Leave a little bit in the front and then brush it down like a bang.
If I was not as stressed as I was in college,
you were not. You think you had hair?
I still would have hair.
Yeah,
it was college is what did it for me.
You know what it is though? My dad is bald and my brother's bald, and they could both pull it off. So I'm kind of like, all right, my future don't look too bad.
Plus,
and I have a better beard than both of them.
There you go.
Yo, you would look like a UFC fighter if you were bald up top and you had a beard.
Is that not on brand, Dexter? Is that not on brand? He likes to talk about how I like to be violent, which is not true.
Yes, it is true.
Look at your hair.
Did you hear our last episode?
Look at the violence here. He said I was violent. Like he about to.
Our last episode, he literally said that he always had thoughts about slapping people.
Hold on. Now you're overplaying it.
No, I'm not. That's what you said.
Look. Here's the thing.
Adrian Broner now.
When I got
might as well be.
When I got into fights, look. When I got into fights in school,
I won that fight.
When I got into fights in school back in the day, hold on. No, but they didn't get this part. When I got into,
they might listen to
when I got into,
much better now.
When I got into fights in school back in the day, I may or may not have started off a couple of them by slapping the other person.
Okay.
I challenge you to a duel.
See, I referenced that to disrespect.
I choose you.
What Dexter is referring to is that I may or may not have sometimes maybe you're walking in the street and you see somebody that's like, yo, I wonder what would happen if I just get this person right now.
You wild corny right now for talking about I may or may not. When you said that, you did this on the last podcast.
Can I say two things that are definitely
I mean, they could go back and get it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could.
Gotta get these numbers
two things
up.
that are definitely off topic, but kind of back to the first topic. One, the sooner that you own cutting it off, the more time you got to mess around with your beard to be like, what style do I want to go with, and all of that, and also learn what oils you can and cannot put in your hair. Right?
Got you.
Mm-hmm. Two, shout out to all the Patreon supporters because I'm one of them. So
there you go.
That's right. Yeah, and yo, man,
well, for me, I'm not shaving. For me, and the rest of y'all should do that too. For me, I'm not shaving my head, but it's almost skin fade season, so that's where I'm going to be at for the next few months.
Oh, it's like Olympic KD,
kids, bro.
Like Olympic time KD, like stubble type.
Like Queensbridge Nas. I might get a part. I don't know.
Oh, you about to cause mass
Hey,
hysteria?
I'm gonna tell you right. Hey, do everything you can while you still got it, bro.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I managed.
Wait, when did you say it's time?
I said I held on until 25.
He sounds like.
But how much of a struggle was it?
It was a great struggle.
Like it was.
You're 27 now.
Like it was struggle.
I'll be 27 too in a month and a half.
But where were you losing your hair? Center of your head.
It started like right up in the front.
In front.
Yeah.
Like corners or in the middle?
No, in the middle. It was like there was a picture.
That's tough.
There was a picture my sophomore year where
wasn't-
I can go back and nobody else can see it, but I can look right in the middle and be like, that right there is when it started.
That was the moment. You like, yo, that's
sophomore year of
when
college?
when I first saw that picture, I was like, oh, I see what's going on now.
Yo, you was a bald head skittle diddle ain't got no hair in the middle?
I never heard that, but I actually
No. That's like, I used to say that. I used to say that in elementary school.
trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah, I used to hear that shit too.
But you remember
was,
chicken head, bald head skittle diddle,
ain't got no hair in the middle.
I actually do remember that.
It wasn't until like
real.
a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, where I was like, you know what, bro, let me just do it and see what it looked like, because I would just keep cutting it lower and lower, and for me, that was like, all right, I don't look half bad when I cut it all the way low. And then one day I was just like, yo, just take it all off. And then when they did it, I was
so
like,
for me
this ain't
right
half
now,
bad.
because the front of my line it's thinning. I think
Right.
you said last time. Remember you were thinning? Yeah, I remember you said that.
SpongeBob
thinning. And so there's a point where past 2 or 3 weeks of growth, I'm like, nah, it can't get higher than that because then it starts looking bad.
Yeah.
So I just keep it low right
Yeah,
now. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I gotta sit next to this guy with all this hair out of here.
It's okay.
I'm here to
every week.
empower. All right.
I don't know. You look like you here to embarrass.
I got to do it every week, bro.
That's personal.
I do it every week. Yo, the days where my head don't be
I'm
cut,
like,
I be keeping my hat on, and he be like, yo, it look like a condom on your head. And I be like, oh, well, bro.
It's like yin and yang over here.
It's a good balance.
It is a good balance. I'm not
perfectly balanced.
It probably would have been a better balance
if Thanos.
Probably would have been a better balance if y'all had the same amount, but one got all and one
I don't know.
got,
That might
you know
be too much. That might be too much hair.
What you mean?
Do you feel like you could be around somebody else that has as much hair as you or more?
I just
too much hair going on.
I love myself, right? I love
I
my
love
hair.
myself.
Right? I love myself. But I'm growing this out until it gets to my chest, and I'm gonna lock it up.
Where the music at,
All right.
Kendrick?
Yeah, real rap.
Word.
Yo, we were just
Can we
talking
talk about
that.
how whack has this year been for hip hop?
Yo, yeah, because we were talking
been
about
whack.
that.
You know what?
Everybody's
Honestly,
scared.
As whack as it has been, I feel like this summer gonna be nice.
But
that's-
see, both
but
of
that's
y'all
the
have
thing.
that vibe. Why?
Me too, but everyone's
Because
waiting for the
first
summer.
quarter and a
Melvin,
half have
take
been
us there.
trash.
Take
That's
us there.
why.
But
Take us there.
what if we get past the summer and it's still trash?
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
Nah,
It's not gonna happen.
Do
hope.
you listen to the women rappers that's out or any women artists?
You don't like Megan Thee Stallion, bro?
I do. I liked her stuff. She can
Okay,
spit.
all
Yeah.
right.
She can spit. My cousin had put me on her about a couple months ago.
Okay.
But you know who I'm waiting for as far as women artists, rappers coming out.
Rhapsody got something else coming out?
Not Rhapsody. You know I love Rhapsody. Chica, the chick that we messing
Oh,
with. on
Chica.
IG.
Yeah.
That
I
be
thought
killing her.
it was either
You mess
Rhapsody.
with her?
I don't know who Chica is, bro.
Yo, you gotta check her out on IG, man.
She's good.
We'll
She's
look-
She's really good.
She hasn't put any projects out, but she's good.
Yeah, she's been just
She's working on
She's
That's
been
my other thing
freestyling
too.
on a lot of beats.
I do get upset when artists just kind of sit on their music and it's like, yo, this is your good stuff. Put it out and just build on it. And they're like, no.
When they're new artists
wait
or
till the
established
time.
artists?
Both.
Both. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're a new artist, put it out there so that way you open up that window opportunity for you to be able to get more gigs and also still work on it and not go the designer route and just wait for forever.
Right.
Like if you a young ma and keep saying young ma.
She
gonna
If you
steal you,
she
bro.
gonna slap the mess out of me, bro.
Yeah.
If you a young
She
MA
gonna
and
hit
you
you
right
know
in
you
your nose.
talented, put it out and we know you still gonna keep working. But if you like a designer type, once you put that out, you better get everybody in studio while you can, so you can make that wave last with a hella features after.
Oh, you talking like Block Boy? Like Block Boy did that too. Where
he
like,
got what messed him up is he got the Drake feature, and if you ain't ready with the Drake stimulus package when it comes, it's over with.
Yeah,
because you gotta have
your point is
whole
you're not,
album right after that.
Your point is you're not able to build off of that.
Exactly.
Right.
He put out his project, it went nowhere. So you sitting floor seat with the Memphis Grizzlies for 3-4 games, and now what?
Yeah, you don't want to wait too long, and you don't want to tease people either.
Exactly.
Because there are guys, they have projects out, or they have projects ready, and they keep seeing it's coming.
But you know what's funny? You mentioned Young M.A., and I think about her, and like she never really built off of that song.
What you talking about? Have you not seen her songs on YouTube?
No.
They're good.
But I know what you're saying. They don't get as much.
Yeah.
They don't get the same.
I'm not saying she's not spinning.
But they're nice. She did a dope freestyle on.
I still follow all her stuff.
What was the old Lock song? Was it the
Money
one
Power,
with
Money Power
Yes.
Respect? It was called E.
Oh, that was
she killed that.
She
killed that.
But this is in a realm of rapidy rap.
That we like.
We
That's
love
what I like.
rap, right?
Yeah,
that's why I'm like,
talking
I'm
about
still
a hit.
seeing her stuff.
Like we're not gonna be in the club listening to E.
But the majority,
Right.
But I don't be in the club regardless.
Right.
That's why I don't really care about certain songs when they come out the way other people.
It's not even really the club anymore.
It's a good balance, right?
And how you vibing with it?
Yeah, it's all about the streaming playlist now. As much as people want to be like, oh, this is a club record, this is a summer record, bro, it don't matter. If it's on somebody's top 5 in the playlist, then you good.
And you can tell he's serious because he's doing this.
Yo, you know what, bro?
But also songs.
I'm trying to tell you how influencers get 1 million streams.
The hands.
We were talking about how songs keep getting shorter and shorter. Also, so we were talking about old
songs
town
or projects.
songs, projects too.
You talking about Lil Nas X?
Yeah.
Can we have a conversation about why Billboard Country felt good enough to take that song down? That's not fair. Are we gonna start doing that?
Not fair.
Hold on. If we gonna start doing that,
all right, we're
everybody
here.
Everybody that's
in my ladder.
if you an R&B song on the hip hop charts, off. If you Post Malone on the hip hop charts,
I agree
off.
with your point. I agree with
If
you.
we gonna start doing this, we can really do it.
Yeah, we can go into
but here's the
stuff that's
thing.
not
But
really
that's what
certain things.
but that's what people are saying though. That's what people are outraged about. Is that Post Malone is still up there,
Right, on the hip
for
hop
reasons that may appear to be obvious, as opposed to someone like a Lil Nas X.
Right. So my point.
So Billboard's inconsistency is more.
I was
fault
saying,
here.
trying to explain this to Kyle before we got on this, which is it shows me that the country music community has more problem with hip hop infiltrating their music, if you want to say that, than
I feel you.
Actually it being about something good. Like I do think there are country elements to the song.
However,
heavy trap influence. You got the banjo
But
up
here's
in there, bro.
my thing though. I knew.
But I
that
want to
it
hear.
was-
I want to hear.
Here's the
Kyle's
thing.
point.
Billboard doesn't matter though, because now that he's even off that, the song got more popular.
Yeah,
He was at an Atlanta.
You made him hotter.
He was at an Atlanta
Good
Hall
for
game
him. I ain't
yesterday.
mad at him.
I found out
I don't
about
care for the song, but I ain't mad at
I
him.
found out about the song because it got off Billboard.
Same.
Then I heard it and I'm like,
Same.
oh, I
Yeah.
actually can dig the sound of it.
I literally listened to the song like 20 minutes before we did this. So y'all bumping with this?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
Wait, what's
Put it
bumping
way.
with
the
this? Like, you
song,
bumping
the
this?
song,
Yeah.
absolutely garbage, but I love it.
Right.
I love
There
it.
you go. Yeah.
I love it.
You love it for
You put too
love it
much
for
thought
what?
into
I love it.
bro.
I love
No,
it.
no,
For,
what's too much thought
let me
into
go
it?
buy
I was
some.
serious.
Let me
I
go
don't
buy
like
some
it.
Jack Daniels Tennessee honey. Sit on my chair. Go ahead. Let the sun say hit. Put on my old town. I got my horse on the back.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, it's so much fun.
Where are y'all knocking this though?
It's so much-
That's
what
what I
do
want
you
to know. You said y'all vibing.
Train
Where-
station. Why
Oh,
not?
for the pregame.
That does not feel New York. You gonna be in the subway knocking. That is like the most anti-New York thing ever.
What-
I mean,
Why do you?
Wow.
I'm not from New York, so why do I gotta
also,
like fit into a
but,
description?
but,
I'm
you
not
don't,
saying you gotta
but you
fit
don't
into it.
listen. You don't listen to only New York stuff in New York
yeah,
though.
that's true.
You listen to Jermaine Dupri.
I do like.
Don't you
I
like
do.
Exactly.
Kendrick? You
Yeah.
like
I love
Kendrick,
Kendrick.
right?
Kendrick, favorite rapper.
That's
Right.
from the other side
King
of
of New
America.
York, right?
Yeah.
He juggle both of the coasts. What's up?
He's
You
a-
got
he's a
problems now?
Kendrick.
You
I
listen
don't.
to him on the train?
I don't, but I'm just not
No,
about
he
to
listens
help
to
on the
Papoose.
horse.
That's why.
No, I'm not on Papoose. I'm off that way.
Hey, whoa. Don't do that to Papoose. Papoose had a whole alphabet right here and spit a whole rhyme about
Wait, what was the
Don't
joint?
do that.
Wait, what
Capo.
was the joint he did? What was the joint he just did? That Remember I sent you that joint with Papoose, the new one he did that Primo produced?
Was it a reverse alphabet?
Was it
Or
reverse
with
alphabet or
numbers?
with numbers?
It
He
was
did
a
with
reverse
numbers.
alphabet.
He did with numbers, numerology.
Listen.
Numerology.
I was like, bruh.
Listen,
Bruh.
him and Remy Ma's baby is about to mess some people up in these streets
Yeah.
with them bars.
That mi-
it's
that-
over
that
with,
mind is
bro.
gonna be
It's over
complex.
with.
Yo, here's
Yeah.
the thing.
It's
Here's the
over
thing. We did the whole alphabet and the law library. Now he's on to
His
numerology.
album wasn't bad though. I don't think his album was bad.
I
The
haven't
first
heard
one
it.
that came out.
First, no, I wasn't.
The Nasarima Dream
just-
one.
it's
The
just-
one that he and K Slay were teasing for like 5 years
I
before it
remember.
came out.
To be honest, I haven't listened to a Papoose song since he was on Madden like 08.
Okay, there we go.
But I'm still
I
a
would
fan.
say it's about the same time.
I'm still a fan.
I wasn't.
The name of the song was
that
Born
wasn't-
to Win.
That
And I
wasn't
think that was
correct.
06.
That wasn't me.
No, that was on the Michael Vick one, wasn't it? That's 07.
No, Vic was
Nah,
04.
nah. Vic was 4,
Vic
bro.
was
You
04.
wild.
I'm thinking of NBA,
05.
NFL 2K.
Here's
with
the thing,
T.O.
I
Yo, but
wasn't slandering Papoose.
there was
I'm just saying I haven't checked.
There was a
like
time.
that.
There was a time when I was in like school back in the day.
Yo,
like,
I was on. Yo,
remember when he spit over? I don't remember which Cameron song it was, but he named it Hail Mary. It was a freestyle, and it was like a big deal back in the time when YouTube had just started.
Do you remember when he did Touch It?
Yes.
when he was on the remix.
Yeah, I had all the remixes
verse
at
was
one
dope.
point.
And he
that.
had all of the boroughs and all
I
that.
had all the
Yeah,
remixes on the iPod Shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 40
Look at you
remixes.
taking
Remember
it
Mary
back
J.
to
Blige's
iPod.
joint?
Yes.
When Mary J. was on
They
that
did
spin?
too much with that song though. There's too many. There's too
I
many.
mean, it's too many
remixes.
remixes.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Too
okay.
much. Yeah.
I feel that.
So we got to get back to this. Was it Lil Nas X?
But
right?
you.
I don't like his name, but I support
because
his movement.
he said Nas and
I
then
don't
it's a
like
little.
any-
I got it.
all
No, because it's like if I
these
Google Nas, I don't want to find Old
And now
Town
with
Road.
this song.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
well, my
real.
thing,
That's
my thing
real.
is like all these Lils got their name in it, bro. You gonna hit 25, 26 and be like,
Right.
I don't want to go by Lil Nas X.
But
No,
we had
that's
that.
a
We had
lot.
that. We had that
Then how
phase
do
with
we
the Youngs,
with
right?
Lil Wayne. Like he's still
Now he's, I mean, yeah,
But he's actually
Wayne
Lil.
is an exceptional case though.
That's true.
okay.
he's actually Lil.
Wayne-
So, like,
you know this
put
is
it-
on record,
put it
right? So I'm
this
just
way.
saying, like, there's.
no, but he's short. Like he's shorter than me.
I'm just saying,
Wayne-
you're going to be
which is
successful
shocking.
in this life.
Wayne-
You just know that y'all going to face each other, and you're going to have to pull out your UFC moves.
Oh, that's
in
fine.
order to- okay, cool.
His last album was good.
That's cool.
Okay,
Hey,
cool.
listen, I can't wait for
It's
the
a
day
little
I'll
long,
be
but
Post
it's good.
Malone. I'm gonna be like Post Malone. Look, I done talked a lot of mess about you.
Oh, yeah,
I think
we
your
can-
music. I think your music is okay.
I can see.
I
see
don't
you
love
doing
all
that.
your music.
can
I
see you
like a
taking
lot
this
of
back.
it. But if we're gonna sit down and have this cordial conversation, I want to let you know that
I can have a conversation with somebody whose music I didn't like. I'm not gonna
Cool.
be. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
Yeah,
like-
me too.
I'm not
I
gonna.
think I could too.
I'm not gonna attack them.
I'm
I'll
not
keep the same
attacking
energy. And be
either.
like,
Keep it
I'm not
100.
really feeling.
Be
what
like,
you
yo,
put
it's
out.
what's up, bro. You definitely should have worn the Free 21 Savage shirt on when you was at the Oscars, but we all good. Let's
That's
keep it
real,
moving.
right?
Good point. Yo, but Kyle, what's your point on on this Lil Nas song?
All right, this.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas.
Don't disrespect.
You got to remember it's
You
the
know,
X.
live on black. How I feel about it.
Baby, you can
Come on.
go and ask her.
There it is. I'm always going to be there for you with the beat every time you go.
You are ready for that? Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. So speaking of the beat,
Yes.
right? So when you hear the beginning, it sounds like a country song,
Yes,
right?
it does. Before the drums come in.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
the
once
way
you
he's
hear,
singing too.
exactly,
You could tell he listens
So
to
when
some
I
country,
when I first heard it, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'm about to dive into a different world. It's okay. Let me, you know what I mean? Let me just respect. You
Let
know,
me prepare myself
Let
for
me
it.
support this black man. You know what I mean? He's in here doing this little different thing. Let me try it. And then all I heard was what we hear today. He had the trap drum kit from the kicks to the actual snares.
That's true.
To the ad libs to the hi hats.
Come on.
And the only thing that was country about it was that he trained his voice too. It
was his flow. The flow was the only thing
No,
that-
the flow
It's
is
very
a rap
trappish.
flow.
It's a trappish flow.
It's a
Alright.
rap flow, but then the thing about it is he only changes. All right, so if we're gonna
does
complain
they
about,
say his
if we're gonna
tone?
complain about this, we have to
His
complain
tone.
about Bubba Sparks because Bubba Sparks had ring a ding 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 in his music too. But we talk
I'm so
like it's a lot of
happy.
it's a
Yo,
lot-
Madden
Nothing you
03.
can do
I like
but
Madden
make
04.
me stay
Isn't it?
away.
Yeah.
But I
It's a
like
lot
that.
of-
It's a good song.
Back in the
No,
mud.
but
I
listen,
remember
but
that.
I'm not here to play
No,
it. I'm
I
not
know
here to
you're
play
not,
anyone.
yeah.
But just okay, so it's a certain sound for everything, right?
So then what makes so what I guess the question I would ask you then and everybody, it's not just you, but Kyle, I want you to answer it.
Okay.
What makes something what it is in a genre? Right? Like what
Okay,
what
we have
makes it?
we have a certain sound of things, right? Okay,
Right.
I got if a country artist was to come out and then all of a sudden he just did it, he put if it was in reverse, we would be the same way. We'd be like, get that out of here, like that's country.
We would, but they keep it on a board, Billboard though. They wouldn't take it off.
I mean, I don't
And
know.
that's
Maybe
how upset we got.
How
which is my
I think
issue.
how I think about it is it's just like when if we have to be real about stuff. When you listen to
Yeah.
the song, you're like, it's not country. He's just rapping about country things. Like the point I brought up before.
Yeah.
We got on here. If you really want to be real about
Go
this,
ahead,
right?
'cause I
If
wanna
someone's
retort.
talking country
Yeah.
lyrics, right?
Yeah.
With a country slang.
Yeah.
And their voice, right?
Yeah.
That means that Pimp C's Big Pimpin'
Mm-hmm.
should be, if it was on the country billboard. Yo, are you not understanding where I'm going with this? It's a rap beat. This is rap's beat today. If we would reverse time and Big Pimpin' wound up being on the country charts, I would still stand by and be like, it's not country. He's just rapping country stuff.
Does the sound of it, like it having a
know about
banjo in it, have any impact to that?
If he took away those trap beats, if he took away those trap
it was
drums,
just over the
and it was just
banjo.
that banjo and whatnot, I think it would lean
So your
more
standard
towards
is
it.
the drums is what changes it.
I'm talking
And
about
that's
the whole
fine.
I'm talking about the whole
Right.
production of
The
it.
whole production, but the thing that really makes it the hip hop essence of it is that drum kit.
Exactly.
Okay.
I've seen it
I
labeled.
understand your point.
I've seen it labeled as country trap. Are you rolling with that?
I heard this is a new genre that's coming out and all that. They talk about like trap.
I mean,
we've been had country
look,
trap for a minute,
maybe he's
though.
starting a new
This
revolution.
might just be one of the more
Popular,
country
right.
trap
Oh,
songs.
okay.
Okay, well, give me the
We've been
original.
country trap
Give me the
for a minute.
original country trap song then.
Well, I don't have one on top of my head, but I've heard the country
Well, I'm
trap
just saying
song
that now
before,
it's starting to
what
be
you're
like
saying.
it's enough songs they can say like this is country
This
trap.
is a country
Here
trap
goes
genre.
10
It can be a
songs.
subgenre.
We
We
can-
should be able to have
that's
it, you know?
perfectly fine. But
Right.
my thing is,
It's
don't
not
take it off
country, though.
Billboard when it's one of the top songs.
I think both things could be
'Cause
true,
now,
though.
now we
See,
we getting a little
I'm
into the
leaning more to
weeds.
that, right? Like both things.
I think
can
both
be
things
true,
could be true
right?
because what Melvin's saying is that, and what I'm also saying is that that's more of Billboard's inconsistency of, okay, why is Post Malone still there in certain categories that he probably shouldn't be in, as opposed to Lil Nas X being taken off just because it's not country enough, instead of like, whether or not the song's actually country.
Now we look at Billboard.
Because
like, is you
my
dumb?
point of question is, I don't think Good.
Wait,
good.
what?
That was
That
great,
was a
brother.
J reference.
I missed
That
that.
was
What did
great.
you
He's
say?
like, now we're looking at Billboard as you
Speaking-
done. Jay
Oh,
from
Is you dumb?
yeah. No, good. Well, first of all, maybe we shouldn't be looking at Billboard as this place to be.
But that's what I'm saying.
hold
Oh,
people
see,
to.
hold on.
Yo,
We
okay,
get
yo,
to a whole
I didn't want to be. I
conversation
didn't want to be the black
Right.
black one.
We get to a
No,
whole
but hold on,
Right,
hold
we
on.
go black to
But
the
here's
black.
the
I didn't want to be
thing. Let me
black.
say this.
But I'm saying like we really over
This
here.
is why. This is
Yeah,
why.
like why do we care?
But this is why when artists.
much.
Why do we have
But here's the
Ivy
thing.
Awards yet?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I'm still
Dex,
here.
Dex,
though, 'cause-
Dex, Dex.
It's okay.
Dex.
It's okay.
Yes.
He's
Dex.
trying to pound you, Dex.
Trying to
that's
pound
good,
you.
bro.
Oh,
No, I'm good, bro. No, we
Bro,
good.
I'm sorry. I was like focusing on what he was saying.
It was a whole lot of air that was.
Yeah,
it
I'm
was-
like, Dex, I'm
How
pointing
long
in.
was he holding?
Like,
I was like,
he's like, yo,
like 2 whole minutes.
It was a good little
Nah,
bit.
but
I turned
Yeah,
into
I'm
the.
sorry.
But like, here's the thing.
Like,
This
sorry.
is why, like, this is my issue with a lot of these younger artists too, like Tekashi 69 and some of these other
he's in
dudes.
prison. Why are we talking about him?
But the reason why I'm saying that is because they're like, oh, my songs chart, this and that. When that shit doesn't matter,
It don't.
it don't matter at all.
But when
Yes,
but
yes,
we-
God.
well,
Okay,
that-
all
that's
So,
why.
let me say it doesn't matter in like the grand scheme of things, but it matters to the aspect of when people are like booking shows.
It
or
matters
you booking
for record
venues,
labels.
That's true.
And you're trying
Yeah.
to get actual money.
Yes.
Now the people that are making those decisions are the ones that pay attention to it. We don't pay attention to it, but the people that are still in power
Yes.
and the ones that empower them to be like, you can play at this venue, but not at this venue. That's where they look at.
But there are a lot of artists that we find dope in this room that we don't care where they chart, and a lot of them don't really chart like that.
But I,
like,
bet, I
don't-
bet they do in terms of how much money they get. They should be getting.
But-
if you're independent, it doesn't matter.
But Melvin makes a good point because even if it's a low charting position, that does affect arenas you could play in, venues you can book, different things like that. That's no doubt.
depends on what you
Especially
care
right-
about.
Especially right now with like festival time.
Yes.
You could really start to
Yes,
categorize. Like,
that's
you,
a- that's
like
a- that's
there's
a-
certain, there's certain
But
people
that-
that can't get into Afro punk
Right,
because
right.
it's like,
But if
Right.
that's only,
That's a
but
that's
it-
fantastic.
that's
Yeah.
only if you care about it though, because some artists don't care
But that's
about
how you
that.
eat
But
though.
that's
You want to play a
that's how you-
festival.
that's
too.
how you
Nah,
get
but-
the
nah,
money.
but-
That's how you get the money.
Right, but
it's not
it-
about the spins, but they kind of do go hand in hand. There is some value there. That's all I'm saying in terms of the earning potential for the artist, not in us
now-
caring.
right, that's
right.
what I-
Like
that's what I wanna
that's
get
where
to.
the value is, and that's Melvin's point.
But if
And
you're independent and you're dope, you can still sell out shows regardless of how you chart.
no. But hold on. Let me give an example here. I'm sorry, Melvin.
Go ahead.
I'm-
Do you think?
If you're, for example, if you're indie, let's take an artist like Joey Badass, who we've been rocking with for a minute, right? Yep. Like he's indie, he built his following, and he had his first mixtape, and he didn't really chart. But I saw him at smaller venues, and then when his first album came out, he had some songs that charted. While it might, albeit it might not have been high, but think about the success of his last album.
He charts
and
now. Yeah.
What was his first single off his last album?
Devastated?
Devastated. That song did great on the radio, and I'm not a big on the radio person. But now the venues that he's able to book on his international tour are completely different than his last tour. So it does make a difference. And he's an indie artist.
And the thing is, he would have got an earlier shot at being able to book the venues he can do now.
Right.
Had his stuff been on Billboard at that point in time.
And I'm not saying it should have been. I don't think that's what Melvin and I are saying.
Right.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. The process isn't fair, but like it's now actually allowing Joey Badass to have a bigger platform, if you want to say, in terms of earning potential when he's on the road than he would have had before.
And
I'm saying that you all of us in this room, we probably, like Melvin said, we don't necessarily give a damn about any of that, right? Like we just want to hear some dope music.
Right. In terms of musical quality, it doesn't matter at all.
no, agree.
Right.
We
But a
all,
lot-
we all
but-
agree
No,
on that.
we're not
We
all
all
disagreeing
agree
on that one bit.
But in terms of them eating at the end of the day, that's what matters to them. So, like now, for example, I was going to go back to the Gambino thing, like I talked about on the show, where now that he got all of them, you got to call Future. This is more J-Rock thing, but you got to call Future a Grammy-winning artist.
Oh,
you got to
Young
call 21
Thug,
Savage,
21
Young
Yeah,
Thug,
yeah.
a Grammy-winning artist,
Yeah.
thanks to Gambino. So now, where they were booking that before, now they can go and command more money. Oh,
Speaking
you
of
want to use
things
my
that-
song?
yes.
More money.
Speaking of
Good.
things that
Good
I don't
point.
care about. Speaking of things that I don't care about. Grammy Awards.
I mean, listen, but that goes back to the same point.
I know what you're saying.
Right.
Yes.
And
We might
I'm not
care
saying you're
about it.
wrong,
Right. But
I'm like the majority. Like if you're smart, you don't give a fuck.
But
That's
here's
like-
the thing. Here's the thing
People
about
in
that.
charge.
Here's the thing about that, right? I think
People in charge aren't smart.
Look,
we
don't-
can have
we
a
don't-
real.
we
We
agree
can have
on
a
that.
real.
But here's the thing.
Hold
agree on
on. We can have a real conversation about people in charge in not just the music industry, but the media industry and how smart they actually are, paying attention to numbers about certain
Yes.
things
And
regarding
yes.
certain people
Yes.
on certain platforms.
Yeah.
we know.
We
this
could have
I
a
see
real
that. Yeah.
conversation about
Yeah.
some of this
We,
stuff.
he's like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we know this to be true, but the point you make even too with the Grammys is a good one. Yo,
You still
There-
scorned
there's
over the
a-
industry, yo.
There's a lot. Listen,
You are scorned.
listen.
I had that my surgery rate. Like,
Look,
yo.
look. I'm. You can say I'm still early in the game, sure, but I've already seen a lot of shit. All right.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
And you
though.
gonna see more shit,
even,
bro.
Right.
Even as all of us is in the even when.
But I'm Puerto Rican. Remember, they tried to put me on deportes if I speak any Spanish. Go ahead, Dexter.
Wow.
I don't know.
You really
that,
mad
like,
today?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, look.
You
know,
according,
Hey,
according,
I'm mad.
according to you, I'm always
hold on,
mad.
Hold on.
He pulled that knife out. I was like, I'm Puerto Rican. They gonna try to deport me.
You can tell me. Hey, tell me if I'm wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with going to Deportes real quick for like
No.
3 years, getting that money, and
No.
then be like, "Hey, y'all see the crowd that I bring? Big league, what's good?"
Right, but see, that's it. But see,
No.
my thing.
We could get into a deeper
my-
discussion, but I don't want
My
like,
thing about that.
Like,
and
I'm not
actually-
trying to
I'm
cover
actually-
Bad Bunny for the
let's
rest of my
not
life.
I'm actually glad you said that because people who win Grammys, right? To bring that up, I think there are artists who didn't care about winning a Grammy and then they stumbled into winning a Grammy. A good example that comes to mind to me is like the Roots. Like I love the Roots, right? And they won that Grammy for Things Fall Apart back was at '99 or whatever.
Sure.
They won a Grammy. I don't think the Roots were making albums thinking like, man, if we win a Grammy, but I think they were happy when they got up there and got that Grammy.
they got more nominations after that too.
Right. That's like even what I do. If I don't do what I do to win an Emmy, but if I win an Emmy this year, I'll be happy as hell.
Right.
I mean, you should get nominated.
I mean, I should, but I'm gonna be out there. What's up?
I mean, I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It-
doing
it
mine.
changed-
I'm
look,
doing mine
listen,
to
I
get
win
put on my
something,
resume.
I'm
But
taking
you
a
know-
shot off
but-
of it.
Exactly.
You know what,
could be
though?
this award-winning person.
You know
could
what?
be an
Just
award-
play
You know
the
what?
game. That's all it
You know
really
what
is.
though?
Just play the game.
There's
Butter.
something
change the
there's
game.
something
What
to
up, J.
that.
Cole?
There's something to that because I got nominated for what was it? Sports Writer of the
And
Year
you have that in your bio.
and Feature Writer of the Year.
So it matters.
At the bottom. No, I have it as nomination.
But you have it. It doesn't matter. It matters.
I have it because
It makes
of,
you look better.
right. I have it because of what you're saying.
And it
Yeah.
can also help your earning
Right.
potential.
But I
it
think
can help
I do
your
think
earning potential.
Right.
but I do think it's a little different in media as opposed to music.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
think
not.
no, I think it's
Why?
If
different.
somebody
Because
wants to
mu-
give you a job and they see how many nominations you got over somebody that don't
have a
that,
nomination,
you
that's a
probably gonna be
separation.
more
Nah.
inclined to get that.
Nah, you bugging. You are bugging.
Nah. If they're white, they're probably gonna get hired
Well,
first.
that doesn't mean that's not
yo,
true, but
I-
also
I
doesn't mean what
promise
Melvin said isn't true.
The fact that you believe
Both
that
points
means
can
it's
Both
be
gonna
points
true.
can be true.
Like what you just said, both
Yeah.
points can be true.
Both
Yeah.
can be true.
All right.
I think both things are right there.
There we go.
All right.
I also think Kyle is right in saying that you got to try to play the game, but to change the game.
There you go.
Right, and artists should be
Exactly.
trying to do that
There you go.
Play the game to some degree.
to some degree.
Yeah.
You gotta get in the
That's
game,
what- I mean,
man.
yeah, that's what you got to
You
do.
can't play the game if you're not in the game.
We're in the game.
Yeah.
We're here. We're here right
yeah,
now.
exactly.
We're here right
And
now at the table.
let this podcast win an award, or Melvin's show win an award, or something Kyle's working on win an award. You damn sure it's gonna
I'm
be
finna
this
tell
award-winning
everybody in their
podcast.
room.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
off
Hell
rip.
yeah.
Right.
We all
Melvin,
gonna
your
do
show,
that.
my award-winning show. You better get that right.
Was it a couple years ago when I had the Sports Walk was nominated for the NYC Web Fest? Psh,
Yeah.
Sports Walk NYC Web Fest nominated
Nominee.
series.
There we go.
But I'm talking about like Grammys and shit like that.
It helps, man.
Right.
You act like it helps.
No, I'm not saying it
You're
doesn't.
attached to it.
But what I'm saying is like
It shouldn't be your sole motivation.
Yes,
as an
that's
artist
what I'm
and
saying.
A creator, but
That's
I'm
what
just
I'm saying.
We all
that it
agree on
helps.
that.
We all on the same
Right.
page
We
here.
all
That's
agree
it.
on that.
We all on the same page. We all trying to eat here. A new daily fantasy app for prop bets is here, and it's called Thrive Fantasy. Forget the old school way of DFS. Thrive Fantasy has streamlined the drafting process and eliminated the need to do unnecessary hours of research by using only top-tier athletes. That means no more salary cap. You just build your lineup around a list of prop bets. Here's how it works. For each contest, you choose 10 of the 20 prop bets, plus 2 ice picks that protect you from any late scratches or postponed games. Each unique prop has an over and under point value assigned to it, and you will be rewarded that value if the prop is correct. So for example, if Tom Brady throws for over or under 250 yards, the less likely the profits to occur, the more points the choice will be worth. You build your team score around the amount of correct prop bets you select. It's easy to play, so just check out the Thrive Fantasy link in the description of this podcast and get in the game with Thrive Fantasy today.
So, Black College Football Xperience.
Okay,
let's talk about it.
Can we kick this off by first saying Brian hits me up with a text with this tweet. He's like,
I'm hyped for this.
You didn't go to HBCU though.
No, I did not. My parents did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be.
Where'd your parents go?
Central State in Ohio.
In Ohio, okay.
I didn't catch that. Okay.
But I love that George Washington Carver rep all day.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes.
He should have a university.
Brian sends me a text about this, like, yo, did you know about this? And there's
Black
this
College
game
Football
called a Black
Xperience.
College Football Xperience.
The Doug Williams edition.
That's the deluxe, though.
So first of
360.
all, the name, I was just like, oh,
Real rap.
we don't get a lot of things that you can play with. You're getting the Black Experience. So I'm
Exactly.
like, okay.
Like it took a stance on the title, right?
Yeah.
The Black Experience. And then you see the title. I mean, you see the cover of it, and it's a black man with the ball. You see a black shirt.
The only thing that could have made it better was like, dude, just like throwing the Wakanda sign up, like while doing
Oh,
that.
this
But I know
is
it was way
before.
before.
This
I know
before
it was
were-
11
This
years
before
ago.
we were
11 years
breaking
ago.
box office records.
Yes,
you know what I'm
this
saying?
is quite a
They
different
still
time.
question.
You got to put a little seasoning on that before you know
They
these
were still
motherfuckers out
questioning
here. You know what I mean?
You know?
I put
So-
some seasoning for your bitch ass.
I was like, yo, didn't know this was out there. But my first thought was like, as somebody who didn't go to a HBCU but has friends who went to HBCU, your parents went to one. Yeah. I was like, yo, this is dope, because if somebody captured the experience of that, and you've been to a HBCU football game?
No.
You have not been to one.
Yeah, I mean, I
Have you
should
been to
never
one?
said
I
that because
haven't been to
probably
one,
I'm
but
about to get
my
flamed.
dad showed me some of his tapes and when he was
Tapes.
playing.
And so you understand,
It's
but you also
a
understand.
different
I know
level
the vibe.
experience,
And you,
bro.
Brian,
I feel like
you know.
as a black man, I really missed a whole
100%.
Like I'm not gonna hold you. Like I feel
100%
like
I'm
I
glad he
honestly
didn't leave you hanging.
I will always like you. I honestly
me.
feel like in life I would be like 95% black man. It's like, where's the other 5%? Like, I didn't go to HBCU. And the reason why I feel that way is because like when I talk to people who go to HBCUs and I'm around them, it's a pride. Not only
noticed that too.
but then it gets to a point. It was like you was able to go to a university where you was able to be fully yourself,
Yep.
right? You got to be as black as
as you wanted
fuck
to
as you
be.
wanted to be.
As you wanted
Then they
to be.
empowered you.
Yeah.
And then they empowered you so much that you're now in the real world with everyone,
And you don't-
and you're above them,
Yeah.
and you're still profitable. Like it's levels
You
that
didn't
they-
have to code switch.
To be honest, it's
as
levels,
you-
and it's levels
Yeah.
that they were at. It's levels that like the levels that they were at are like 21, 22. Like I'm just getting to now. Like it's a certain.
It's a
belief.
level of comfort and belief with
Yo,
themselves
it's-
that they
they
have.
just understand
that
when
when
I-
you go to a PWI, you don't necessarily
Yeah,
get
you don't get
until
that.
you're
Yeah,
later
you don't
on in
get
life.
that.
That's
Yeah.
something that I've been saying recently too. Is I'm like, man, I would have loved to been able to go to a HBCU to get where I am now earlier, just to see where I would be.
Like my sister is now getting to it. She wants to go to HBCU, and I would say, I'm not gonna hold you. Like I'm like, I know hundreds of people, and I will do anything in my power to make sure you go there. And best believe I'm be at all the homecomings.
Yep. Oh, my big plan
Uncle
right
Kyle
now,
is coming up.
Bro, look.
All the homecomings. Like you want to?
As soon as I get to where I know I am, even though I haven't been, and I'm supposed to be going this October, I'm gonna go to my parents' HBCU and be like, "Here's $4 million. We finna go ahead and reshape this whole thing because this needs
Yo,
to be bigger."
real rap. Like
than
we
what
might
it is right
as
now.
well just go and just start hosting events over
Y'all
there
got it.
and all
Who
that.
you telling, bro?
Y'all
Let's
got
push the
it.
culture.
Who
Let's
you
push
telling?
the culture
I
forward
will
more.
say, so
Even more, just
Howard
even more.
Homecoming.
Oh,
I've been to Howard
When I
homecoming.
saw that Drake
I didn't go to the
video,
I didn't go to the football game. I went to the
2011 when he
homecoming
went on
though.
stage.
Like I saw the football game was
Oh,
going
so-
on, but I'm
oh.
like, it's a whole lot
It's
going
a
on
whole-
over here.
it's a
I was
whole
down with
vibe.
the
Here-
vibes.
Here's what I will say about this homecoming. I'll say this from a male standpoint, being there at the homecoming.
I think we're
I was
all
at,
male, but it's-
yeah, we're all male. I'm speaking from my experience as a male being there, right?
Gotcha,
I'm just saying
brother.
this.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
You
yo?
cisgender person, go right on ahead. Speak from your experience.
You
This
growing,
one-
brother, cisgender.
Hey,
Yo,
yes, you
that
got-
joke came out in
learning.
like 2016. Motherfuckers don't
learning,
know about
bro.
that.
know about that, but you got to
learning, bro.
educate people on these
You
words.
gotta know. You gotta know. But
Yeah,
please
right.
tell us more about your experience.
My experience was in being to Howard Homecoming for a Howard Hampton homecoming game. Yeah, you see, you already know what it is.
I know.
Now,
I
Oh,
know.
he had to throw this in our face.
he
though.
see how excited he got.
Do you
I
know-
ain't even,
do you
I
know
ain't
that-
even
but
been, and I know what it's
You
like,
know what?
bro.
One thing. You know one thing that we will never ever get, and I'm absolutely sad about
Let
this.
me
This is
know.
why I will always be a 90%, right? I
95,
feel like
95.
You said
No, no,
just
no.
dropped
I'm-
yourself
I'm-
in
I
the
dropped,
drop.
I dropped
Dropped
it
it?
again
All right,
because
yeah.
I missed this experience as well. God knew what He was doing. But Freak Nick.
Oh, it's coming back up.
No,
I heard that.
No. Not the actual Freak Nick. Like Luke's going to have a concert and things like that. But the actual
the real,
experience.
like,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like
Right,
that
I got
is
you.
all me. Like I looked
I
at that and
feel
was
that,
like,
yeah.
God,
I looked at it. I would have been like,
know how you wired
the rest
me.
of y'all, bro. I ain't going.
But I probably would have had multiple children.
You would have. I know you, brother.
I have this whole timeline where I was born in 78, and then I mentioned. I have this. No, I think it was like 78 or 76, and I line up everything because I know like when it would have been cool to be able to be at the parties. When it would have been cool to be able, like around kid and plays time, I would have been the dancing one. The ones who knew how to dance got all the booty, so I would have got a lot of booty because I would have been right there with them. But then I would have been a wild boy out here because I would have been.
Bro, you might have as many kids as Sean Kemp and Dwight Howard got. We can't have that, bro.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Wow.
We can't have that. We can't have
Yo, but he just put
in my
alternate.
Yeah, in my alternate life, when I
Yes.
went back, I was just like, I would have done this. I probably would have came up with like 3. I was thinking around like 3 kids.
Nah, but he put you in a whole different league.
Yeah, he did. He gave me like 13
Yeah,
instead
that's
of like
a whole
3.
different league of child support payments.
I mean, you could have just did Antonio Cromartie.
But
That's all good.
Real
back,
rap.
back to the Howard experience. The reason Melvin was excited
And the
because-
football game.
And the football game.
Yes. No,
The football game didn't even matter.
That's what I'm
Like, no,
saying.
that was the
backdrop.
the football
That
game
was
is going on.
I
but
remember the video
experience-
came, but all right.
Oh, the game. I'm sorry.
Wait till the band came out, bro.
That too. But what I will say is being there at that time, and at that time I was dating somebody who was a Howard alum, right?
Oh,
But
you got mad exclusive, like you was able to get places and all
Yeah.
of that. Oh.
But
He dropped that.
but what I was saying,
Yeah, you already know that. You know that, and you know that.
the women that were out
The
for
women's.
Howard and Hampton this
Yeah.
game, bruh.
They was oiled. Were they oiled?
I don't remember. This is me being completely honest.
Oh, you're in a relationship and all that. So you
No, I
can't
can
get-
say this. I saw
in a
beautiful
relationship,
women.
bro.
Brother, you was
married
I'm a
with
man.
kids.
I'm a man, damn it.
I mean, like
Shit, they was oiled. I seen that
You in a
ass.
relationship, bro. I'm married with kids.
I have eyes, and I'm talking about something that was well before my relationship. Like I can't.
There you go. So you good.
I don't give a damn about what you say at home.
But
Look
let
at
me-
that.
please, let
My-
me-
that
let
was
me-
in-
let
that
me-
was in your past life.
let me-
My
My
let me-
parents,
go
but
ahead,
in
go
that,
ahead.
even in this
Let me go
moment that
ahead.
I'm talking about, I was in a relationship. What I'm describing, but what I'm saying is,
what you're getting to.
I never saw so many beautiful black women all in one place.
Come on now.
And that's my point.
You ain't never
I,
lied.
I've heard the only
ain't
thing that
never
compares
lied.
this is being like at the Essence Festival, but yo, I never saw so many beautiful black
I'm gonna
people
tell you
all
right
in one
now.
place.
The summer, it was like 2 months before I had to go to college, and we went to Virginia for one of my brother's basketball tournaments. We went to Hampton, stopped over there for like a couple hours. I was like, "Mama, can I transfer?"
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Can I transfer?
I understand this.
Yeah.
This is asinine. How good looking they
It
are.
was just beautiful,
It
smart.
don't make no sense.
But you know what? But
Like,
you know
it
what?
freezes you how good they look.
It
Like
does.
you look, you be
It
like,
does.
it's more of you.
does.
Like you look at
Now
like,
when I see
And
I
they
see
come
dudes
in- they
that come
come
from
in batches,
HBCUs,
like-
I be like, I understand why your confidence on another
Oh,
level.
yes.
'Cause
No, but
you
yes,
coming
yes.
in the door with people
Yes,
that's like,
yes.
oh, we got Rihanna's everywhere. All right,
Yeah.
good.
yeah, that's real.
All right.
That's real.
All right.
But to Kyle's
And they all
point,
oiled.
to Kyle's point earlier, probably better that you didn't for reasons that may be obvious.
Maybe, but you know,
Probably wouldn't have graduated.
What-
Probably-
You wouldn't have graduated.
we took this from the
Probably
black.
still be
We
there.
took this from
You
the
be
black.
Kanye.
I would have grown up real fast. Like I would have.
You been
My
Kanye.
life.
I
I
didn't wanna grow up
slow
that
grind.
fast.
I'm falling into things pretty late and all that. I would have went to HBCU. It would have went very fast.
We went from the Black College Football Experience to like what the black
Black College
the Black
Experience.
College Experience.
But please keep going about the game because I want to talk about it.
Yes.
So
Let's go.
you said you've played this game.
I have.
You said you played this game. It's literally called the Black College Football Experience.
Yep.
There's a website at everything. Excuse me.
Yep.
Energize NERJYZED
Yep. They was
made the
sponsors.
game.
Black company name. I like that.
Yes.
Yep.
And they're based out of, I believe, Louisiana. So they made this. This came out years ago, and they had basically about 40 colleges,
Yep.
all black, all HBCUs.
Yeah.
They had the bands. They had the gameplay.
Yep.
The reviews weren't so great.
Of course,
and-
it's not. It
The
doesn't
reviews
matter.
weren't hot.
Right.
Let me wait a second. Go ahead.
But getting into that a little bit, I do think that if this game were to come out today, which is what I was
killed.
telling Dexter,
It killed.
I think where we are now, just in general,
Wait,
as
you
people,
said it would kill or
It would kill.
Oh, I agree.
It'll be
I agree.
right. No, right.
I
Where
agree.
where we are now, just as people, where we are now with the sport of football, and where we are now in terms of how divisive the NFL is.
Another-
I
Well,
think
also-
black
also
people
look
would
at it this
rally
way.
around this game if
I
they
agree.
were
And
to
And
get
plus,
more money
there's
behind
no
it.
more NCAA games,
Roll.
so it will
Yes.
fill a role.
in droves. Yeah.
It does.
And they aren't coming back either.
Say it again.
Those NCAA games aren't coming
No,
back
they're
either.
not.
So
They're
they could be able to really fill in a gap that can be able to make some
I just think
dumb money.
I just think the game, even though the gameplay, I looked at it and looked at it, it had some work and things that it could have definitely needed.
There's a lot of
I like
potential
the
there,
idea
though.
that it was done. And real quick, I'm gonna say,
Well,
is
he
that
played the game. He might
you
as well
played
do
it, and I want to hear what you have to say because look, I'm a video game player, but when you play games, you don't get to see a lot of yourself in games anyway, unless you're playing NBA 2K.
Right.
So it's nice to see this in another way, but also how it was capturing the culture around the HBCU, the drum lines, the way the games are is very different.
You was out in the crowd right there in the Hampton games, wasn't you?
Yeah, man. Yo, the Bam Bells, yo,
he was out there.
I was out there, and also
Hampton's in the game.
Right.
Hampton's in the game. But they got the Southern Heritage Classic, the Atlanta Football Classic. They have all that stuff.
But you played the game,
Right.
Yeah.
So you play
It's like
how did you find out about it? And what?
I found out about it because my dad played football in college and he was a quarterback in college, so I knew who Doug Williams was early on.
Right.
So when I started seeing him do press about it, I was kind of like, oh, okay, what is this? And then we eventually got it, and I was able to play it. I was like, oh, dope. Now, in terms of like the graphics and everything that you see, it wasn't Madden. It wasn't even NFL 2K football, which is probably one of the best ones out there.
Woo,
to me.
2K5,
The
best
one with
football game
T.O.
ever.
and we got to go.
That's the one.
Warren,
2K5 is the best,
helmet.
Yeah.
best football game ever.
We're going to get to that because I got something about that in a minute. You kind of knew that, okay, it might not be as up-to-date as it should be, but nonetheless, I'm still happy at the fact that I get to play this game that has all this cultural history that I don't get to learn about. I can go to, like, a museum that they have where they tell you, this is where Doug Williams was. This is where Jerry Rice went. These are all the legendary coaches. Yeah, where they had, like, a walk-through museum that would teach you stuff about it. At halftime.
Yeah,
instead of it being a break on halftime, you remember how you used to play Rock Band and whatnot?
Yeah.
You had to then play the band halftime game like that. So
Yeah.
I gotta
forget about
imagine
It was, that's how it was.
Culturally,
That's what we were seeing in the
culturally, they
gameplay.
paid attention.
Who's
Yes.
gonna win the battle with the bands and whatnot?
It was Guitar Hero,
But that was
basically.
But see, I feel like the conceptually is dope, and I'm glad I almost wish the indie company would come back and get some more financial support and put a little bit more behind it, maybe get a better engine.
If they do a Kickstarter or something like that,
I feel like they could. I feel like we should start a Kickstarter for this.
Why not?
I feel like we could reach out.
Yo,
and
we-
make
I'm
some
not
money.
gonna-
I'm not gonna lie
Let's
to you.
see-
That's
let's
what I was
see-
saying
let's
in the
do
group
Twitter.
chat the
Let's-
other day.
let's
I
set
was
it-
like, bro, honestly, we could do this.
We could do it, yeah.
Right, yeah.
No, it's not crazy.
Yeah.
I put some bread behind it.
I
Yeah.
want to see. We got to clip this. We got to send this to these people so they can see it.
put this
if
exact
they
clip out.
Yo.
Exact clip out.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I'm with Melvin. I think we all agree. I think this would definitely kill.
It would
Yeah,
murder.
100%.
It would murder the game.
I'm
A lot of
buying-
people,
I'm buying it.
a lot of
Murder the
people,
game.
and a lot of people, black or non-black, they'll support it just to spite the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot
And
of
you don't
people
gotta
do
worry
it on
about
that
licensing
level.
or
You know what
anything like
makes it-
that.
You know what makes it so much better now is that because you have more NFL products that are going, HBCU products that are going to the NFL. We
Right.
always had them, but now that they're
There's
more
more, that's true.
notable,
Yeah.
and now
Oh.
that you put face to name more,
Right.
it's gonna mean that much more when they're like, oh, now this experience is based off of what I went through. Yeah, I want to go support Jordan Howard. I'm gonna go support this.
Antoine
now.
Bethea will go support.
So
that.
let me ask
We'll
y'all
do it,
this. So you got the game. How was the soundtrack doing it?
The soundtrack was all right.
If it came out, I always
Hey, yo,
thought,
the
if it came out today,
The bands were playing
They would kill
contemporary
it.
music.
The
right?
bands was playing Beyonce and Young Jeezy during the game
That's
where
right.
you had to do
Hold on,
it.
they had-
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
kept- they kept
so
it
that
bu-
means Swag Surf
Yes.
can be the theme
Bro,
song
yes.
on the new one. I'm saying that
yes.
right now. When we
Yes.
put out the
I'm
indie
for
go
it.
on the
I'm
Swag
for it.
Surf needs to come on
Yes.
right when the game comes on.
I'm telling
I say
you, bro.
David Banner. I put that on everything. Remember that joint with Twister?
I'm with it.
I'm glad
I need-
you didn't say play.
I need no hands.
Nah, that's not a band song.
Stop.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Nah,
Boom, boom.
nah.
You wildin'.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need no hands, Waka Flocka. Like I'm talking about like HBCU hits or just black hits in college.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hard in the Paint, all that. We need all the classes. I need Freaky
Now-
Girl by
now-
Gucci Man
Now,
too.
now here's the thing. You know what's gonna happen. You know there's gonna be somebody who will do this. Let's say this game was coming back out 6 months from now. Let's just say, right?
Right.
You know there's gonna be somebody who's white's gonna be like, yo, but why we ain't got a white?
But here's my
football?
thing though.
Wait.
No, 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 no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, 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 no.
I just know it's
Wait,
gonna
wait,
happen.
let me say this
never
first.
needs to get attention.
Before when this game came out, there is a video of these two obviously white kids playing it because people stream them playing
You
video
talking about on
games.
YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They say that right in the very beginning. They open the
shocked.
game because they're just playing games and streaming and trying to get subscribers or whatever. One of the first things they say is, "Yo, this is racist as fuck."
No, it's not. I'm not even gonna go into explain why that's stupid.
And Max
They'd be like,
prejudice.
why don't we have white football? You had
You have
NCAA
NCAA football.
Yeah,
You have America, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, why do we keep
with 'em.
Thanks for not
paying
leaving me
attention to
hanging.
these fucking
100%.
dickheads?
Lakers. Melvin, you're Lakers.
Yo, what happened, man?
Yeah, what happened?
I'm gonna be completely
Because
honest.
we
with you,
literally
bro.
did this
Here's
before the
my
season
big
started.
thing, my
Real
big
rap.
thing-
And he came in with the jersey
I
on.
did. I almost wore it again today.
Yo, run
My
it
big-
back.
I would
My
have
big
had. I
thing-
still respect you, but I would have had even more respect. For
My
you.
big thing with the team and how they played this year, honestly, when we go back to Lonzo getting hurt after that Thunder game, is what broke the team apart. Because Lonzo started coming into his own. Ingram, obviously, he didn't come on until right before he had that pulmonary embolism.
He was playing great.
And he was averaging 27 at that point.
He was starting to come along.
Right? He was starting to come alive.
He really was.
He was doing well. Yep. Kuzma was hitting more consistently at that point in time. And even though he started to fall off, you still had Lonzo playing well and Ingram playing well to where they had to respect Kuzma, not be able to go off of that. And then the promise of LeBron coming back with Zubac still being there was great. It was like having these four out here can hold until LeBron comes back.
As a fan, though, where do you stand with LeBron right now?
As a fan, I mean, I'm still like, it was a period where I went kind of up and down and being like, all right, now I know really how this kind of like LeBron thing goes. But I'm still comfortable in the fact that, it's not like we're not going to be. We're a piece or two away from still being able to compete. I'm fine with that. My only issue was that some of the things that you traded away, just to be completely transparent,
Zubac.
Why did you trade away Zubac?
That trade makes no sense.
It made no sense.
I get you need shooting, Mike Muscala and all of that, but with shooting, you should have brought back Brooke Lopez, like I said, over the summer to do.
You did
and you gave Rajon Rondo the same money you gave Julius Randle.
Yo, wow. And then on top of that, D'Angelo Russell becomes an all-star this year.
Your point,
and Lou Williams is having a career year.
Lou Williams, I didn't have a problem getting off of that for the first round pick because that actually became Kuzma, right? That was a pick that became Kuzma?
No, it was the Brooklyn Nets.
That was the Nets pick. You're right. Actually, you're right about that. Right. Zubac makes no sense.
No.
Don't understand that trade. No. I understand you wanted shooting, but Mike Muscala?
Yeah.
All right.
And my other KCP was supposed to be the guy coming from Detroit and then coming from college where he was at. I seen him, was like, oh, he's going to be a decent shooter.
Damn.
He was out in Detroit. He's a decent shooter. Then he got here, got arrested, and then just fell off the boat.
And
I forgot that Lou Williams was a Laker.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. He was him, Russell, and Randall were killing.
So here's my thing. But here's my thing on it, because you brought up all the stuff I agree with you and what you said. Yep. I do think your point about the Lonzo injury is a good one. Mm-hmm. My question to you would be, do you think this team was affected at all by the trade talks for Anthony Davis?
I do.
Do you want Anthony Davis as a Laker fan?
At this point, it's not going to be for as much as what they were giving it that earlier on because now it's only going to be a year.
He's going to go to Boston.
Do that.
He's going to go to
Boston. Okay, he can go ahead. Listen, go ahead, go to Boston. They have to give up Tatum to give him. Mm-hmm. So now when Kyrie leaves, and now you just have AD, and AD's father already came out and said he's not going to be there.
Deuces.
Now go ahead and with your Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward pick and roll. I can't wait to roast y'all.
Here's the thing, and I've told you this. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie went to the Lakers.
That wouldn't shock me either.
Oh, I think him and KD are both coming here.
KD?
Wow.
I don't think KD's going.
You say here as if we're in the West Coast. Are you speaking as a Lakers fan or New York?
Oh, you're going to come to New York?
New York. Yeah.
I see Kyrie being a Knick.
You think KD's going to the Knicks? I'm kind of leaning that way too.
I'm not going to get excited.
You really believe that?
I'm showing no emotion here. I'm not going to get excited.
To be transparent, I see it kind of playing out as either the Lakers, in my opinion, either maybe signing because Kawhi's not coming. I think Kawhi's going to go to the Clippers
or the Nets.
I think I don't think he's going to the Nets. I think he's going to the Clippers.
Coming from an insider.
I'm not saying
I know the shits.
No. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying that will be in play.
I can see it.
That will be in play this summer.
Okay.
Although I'm not
knocking it. That whole family thing is what's got me like he's going to the Clippers.
If I had to bet money, I'd probably bet that he actually stays in Toronto,
which wouldn't be a bad move.
I think I got to see more about how they do it.
Me too. I agree. That can change between now and then.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler might end up being a Laker, which wouldn't surprise me. And I kind of be.
Do you want that?
Honestly, I would.
Why not?
Because I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. I wouldn't be mad at it only because now with LeBron being LeBron and being semi-detached to a certain extent, like he's going to be. Now we got Jimmy being able to play that same Rondo role and being like, well, I'm going to hold y'all accountable.
Dog.
This is how we do things. And that's exactly what that's what, when Brandon Ingram started throwing punches, I want to keep him.
Yo,
give me him.
I
was like, Brandon is my guy.
I agree with that.
Brandon is my guy.
I told you, I didn't tell you this on the podcast, but I said like, yo, I think I like Brandon Ingram.
But see, I've been.
Well, it was like Rondo and Ingram. Hey, get them contracts for life.
But
for life.
But here's two things I said. And I said somebody had posted to us.
Give him a boxing contract.
You got to remember.
Basketball contract.
Ship the rest of them out to give us Damian Lillard.
Who was the first fighter that I was ever a fan of? Felix Trinidad. He was tall, he was skinny, and he hurt people. Brandon Ingram is a tall, skinny dude, but he looked like he could fight.
Derek Stackhouse is his OG.
I've been on the Brandon Ingram wave from college. I also said I kind of like him better than Dan Simmons, and I still do because he actually shoots the ball.
You mean Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons, yes.
Said Den Simmons.
I'm all off today. But I also think that, remember somebody posted to us on Twitter and was like, players you think that are actually closer than people give them credit for? And I was like, the gap between that people think that exists between Tatum and Brandon Ingram is not as huge as people like to say.
Thank you. There are people that's like, Tatum is a for sure Hall of Famer.
Nah,
excuse me, dog. He's still trying to get shots on his team.
They're only doing that because
I like Tatum.
They're only doing that because he's with the Celtics. Because he's with the Celtics. And he's
Finally, we got somebody telling the truth.
He's with the Celtics and he's light skinned.
It kills me when people do that.
That's it.
The lighter the skin, the more popular
tell Paul Pierce to quit being like, if me and LeBron was in the league at the same time, his stats wouldn't be the same. Paul Pierce, Michael Jordan was 42 giving you 40. Chill out, bro.
Ooh.
Chill out. You and Antoine Walker in your prime.
And when you and LeBron were in the league at the same time, LeBron was giving you 40.
Now, we don't get to the Sixers in a
So
second.
clip that one
But
and send that to the Celtics.
Yeah, we'll do that. You care? Is it this offseason is big for y'all? Do you have to get KD?
Do we have to
Not KD, excuse me, you have to get AD.
I don't think we have to get
AD on the
AD
way.
because my thing is if he ends up getting traded to Boston and then has to leave in a year, why don't we just sign somebody else for right now
DeMarcus Cousins.
that can gel? I don't know.
You're not trying to go there.
I just want somebody that's going to be able to gel so that way when we eventually
Who is that,
do
though?
get him.
You say Jimmy Butler.
My honest, like if Jimmy came, cool, because then we can do Jimmy, LeBron, AD. I'm fine with that.
Klay Thompson
The
would be
guy that
logical.
I really want.
Let me hear this.
I want Damian Lillard, bro.
You got to trade for him.
I told you.
I
What.
want
talking
Damian
about that,
Lillard,
yeah.
bro.
I don't think he's getting traded.
No, I don't think Portland. I think Portland would trade CJ for they trade Dame. Unfortunately,
I agree with
Which
that.
would make sense.
Which makes sense.
Which would make
Yeah.
sense from their perspective.
I'm saying unfortunately as a
Right.
Lakers fan.
Unfortunately,
and for everybody else, because I want to see Dame be where he should be in these conversations.
Before they made that Tobias
Fair.
Harris trade, remember I was saying that they should
Yes.
try to trade him for Ben Simmons.
He said that.
Not
And
straight
that
up.
would've
There
been
were
a
other
crazy
parts
trade.
in it too. But I was like, yo.
Speaking of Ben Simmons, people can't shoot, and a Sixer fan, we have one right here.
And we happen to be doing well.
Oh, wow.
No, y'all are. Y'all doing
You guys
good.
are.
You know
This
Jimmy.
one to
You know
bring that-
Jimmy
this one
not
to bring
staying though.
They don't need him to stay.
No, I know because they got Tobias.
They
Harris.
should
Yeah.
keep Tobias.
Yeah.
Keep Tobias.
I just want
Better
Ben Simmons to
fit.
get a jump.
How you feeling?
Right now, things are going very well for us.
They are. Honestly, I'm rooting for y'all in the playoffs.
Oh,
I
it's been a long
want
time.
between
It's
it's
been a long
between
time.
y'all and Toronto who I want to win the
But
playoffs.
why is your boy not?
I hope
shooting, though?
Joel Embiid stays healthy. That's
Kittle
it.
Jenner. What?
I
I'm sorry.
love that dude.
Yeah,
yo.
well, that's probably a factor.
Something. I mean, good off air.
So how you feeling about?
I seen her in person
How
at
you-
Barclays Center.
How you
I
feeling about?
seen her in person
she-
in Harlem.
How you
She
feeling
aight.
about the Sixers?
Word?
Yeah. We'll
In
talk.
Harlem?
We'll talk. Yeah.
Oh, fair,
She
I guess.
aight.
All right,
She
got it.
aight.
Okay.
Keep
Oh, how do
going.
I feel? I mean, the same way I felt 6 months ago, man. We have young talent. We're still out here. Like we're still out here. It's still a lot of growth, which is also great. There's still a lot of potential in a lot of these guys, but we're still a threat. Like that's the thing about it. Like I really mess with the fact that like we're actually one of the ones you have to be able to look out for. You know what I'm saying? But we still have a lot of growth to be able to do. Now go ahead and throw in your point.
No. I wanted to jump back to a Lakers thing, but please continue because I had one more point that I didn't say.
No. I'm just saying I'm on the winning side, so I don't have to say a lot. So you can.
Oh, yo, just like
You know, it's like because they separated us now, so it's like more like a battle. So
they separated.
like if we
It's all
6
good.
months ago we were right next to each other, right?
It's all
They was
good.
like, "Yeah, Kyle, you sitting over here now." I was like,
all
Yo,
good.
things
So that was gonna be here, right?
change. Things done changed, man.
We changed it.
Things done
all good.
changed.
I ain't too worried about it.
Yeah, he tried to come at you talking about you losers, not in the
Ben
playoffs.
Simmons still got to get a jump shot, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yo,
and he
You still
has
gotta-
potential and has time to be able to get that jump shot.
I mean, you also have to
are
shoot,
very
though.
accurate.
I think he needs
you are
to
very
shoot, though.
accurate, but you got to at least show that you want
Yeah.
to do it.
Yo, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold it. It's hard to watch when they
know.
stepping back forward. To,
Yo, but
and
that-
it's just like I'm running straight into you. I'm like, yo,
bro, I do that to him in 2K. Like I just stay in the paint when he's bringing the ball up all the time.
He's
And I
not
saw
pushing.
LeBron.
I play
LeBron
with
does
him
that
like I
in
play
real
I
life.
know,
LeBron.
it's a bird.
Because
LeBron
that's
does
all
that.
you can do. My other thing that I want to say about the Lakers is that,
And then we got to get to this leggings thing.
For
Yes.
I don't know what leggings say. Okay.
Where's this going?
Magic and Pelinka. My issue when you brought up the whole AD getting traded or the team is getting traded for AD thing.
Yeah.
Magic should have been on the road with them everywhere they was going to be that reassurance. And maybe this is me just being like, this is how GMs need to work.
Mm-hmm.
Something with my group is messed up. I need to be with y'all to rectify this, to tell y'all, hey, man, look, it's fine. And the fact that you wanted to wait until after the trade deadline and then be like, let me go visit y'all in Philly and tell y'all everything is fine, but y'all also got to grow up and be man and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. Come on, bro.
I mean, do they have to be professionals? Yes, but I do think there's something to your point that maybe he should have been there knowing this was going to be tough. Everybody's name was out there. Once Davis announced it and they had that 2-week window to trade, and the Lakers were obviously, people knew that that's where he wants to
But
go.
also forget Dell Demps, bro.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
that's why he got fired, too. Because so it's like, what? You out here blowing up smoke. Oh, yeah, here you go, Woj. Here's this. Here's
Right.
that. All of that
Right.
stuff. Now you lost your job.
Right. But he kind of knew he was on the hot seat anyway. I guess he just stopped giving a damn.
I mean, listen, you can either pull off the trade and now you like, y'all got a future to build upon with 3 guys that's playing
to
well.
that point,
or-
yes. There's 2 ways it could have played for him,
Yeah.
right? He could have done that and been like, well, I got this trade now. I got some assets. What, y'all going to still fire me?
Right.
He still could have got fired, but at least you didn't go out like a sucker.
Right. You went out doing what you wanted to do. Now, you still go out doing what you want to do, and you got fired, and now you're not going to get hired for a long time.
So you would have let him make the trade first.
Who?
He should have.
Dems?
He should have. Not even as a Lakers fan, my thing is he still should have did it.
I'm saying, I guess I'm with Melvin on that Dell Demps had to do something to save himself. Like, he didn't even do nothing. He still got
They did
fired.
good, yeah.
So it's
And now
like,
they're gonna bring in somebody else from another organization.
and like everybody's gonna say, well, he could have waited for Boston because Boston's offer could have been better, supposedly because of the Tatum gap that I'm not necessarily
They're
sure.
not putting in Tatum.
But my thing is, Danny Ainge has punked everybody in trades. What makes you
Thank
think he's not gonna do this here?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody keep going back to Boston. Y'all see how they treated Isaiah Thomas.
Word.
Now they
We-
was like,
we
oh,
talked about
Kyrie,
that.
Hold on.
Kyrie,
What did-
want you, blah blah blah. Now
what did
secondary
tribute
thoughts.
video though.
What?
Yo, tribute video.
well, what Dexter? What did
Danny was in this crowd like, is that good enough for you?
What if what?
what did you tell me before when we were talking about Boston free agents and their history?
Oh, well, here's my thing about AD going to Boston and come back. And I don't know if I said this on the pod, but I will say this. There's no what major black free agent is going to Boston? To the Celtics. Name me one. Think about it in your lifetime. Now, Al Horford is an Afro-Latino,
Right.
so he counts. But
Right.
that's it. Who else is black that's a major free agent that's been like, I want to
Everybody
go
else
play in
got traded.
Boston?
Good point.
Everybody else got traded.
Right. Who else has done that? Like, nobody's done that. Let's get to this leggings thing real quick.
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's do it. We was
Do
gonna
you
talk
want
about
to?
I feel like it's so off topic at this point.
It's so we talking about it now.
This is
I mean,
this is
what's
an
up with these
episode of
leggings?
random.
I mean, I'm just
randomness.
saying it's going to be a very
we talking
male
about-
perspective. This one, throw that out there. Disclaimer. It's
Well,
just
we
like,
got 4 minutes.
I mean, it's,
Oh damn, this went quick.
I feel like it's way off topic.
throw us. All right,
Nah,
throw
wait
this
up.
oop. Let's throw
Yeah,
this oop. Let's do
we
it.
can't tease people not. What was that?
I threw the oop, and
Oh.
then nobody caught it.
Nobody
So
caught it.
I was like, let's do it.
So, there's Astrid, our photographer. Astrid, come here. Come on. Astrid, I'm sorry. I
Bring
hit
a chair,
Astrid's
bring a
earlier.
chair.
She can't do it. So Astrid, our photographer,
Standing
brought
You're
up this topic to us
We
that we did
appreciate
not
you,
know
Astrid.
before
pulled
the
her hair down and all
podcast.
that
But
now.
apparently, there's a woman out there does yoga, and she's mad. She doesn't think that women should wear
I don't know if she
leggings.
does yoga. I don't know to that extent.
Okay, I stereotyped her there.
Well,
Yeah,
So
you just said that she's white
that
and
was
tights
Kyle's
yoga.
joke. That was Kyle's joke.
I took Kyle's word as gospel here. But she does not do yoga. But she's mad that women are wearing leggings and doesn't think that women should be wearing leggings out here. Correct?
Yes, she thought it was inappropriate because men would stare.
I think men would stare if a woman wearing a potato sack. Don't think
That's
it would
what
make
I
a difference.
said. That's exactly what I
Not
said.
saying that I don't enjoy. You can't enjoy seeing
You just-
somebody
I'm
in
gonna be
leggings.
honest.
You
Bro.
you just made guys seem so thirsty right now.
No,
They are.
no.
I'm
If
be
somebody
honest.
if somebody
It's
sees
a lot
beautiful
of thirsty dudes out
if
here
somebody
that would
sees-
stare at that potato
right,
sack.
that's what I'm saying. There's thirsty dudes out here. That's what I'm not even trying to say old dudes. I'm saying there's a lot of thirsty men out here. And when you're basically what she's saying is
Get into your biggest.
the men who have improper behavior if they see a woman with leggings on, right? I don't know what these men are doing, catcalling.
Oh, the
anything
dude,
like
the
that.
dudes that's scared because Me Too going on right now.
Right. But here's the thing. If you see a woman in leggings, you acknowledge her beauty. You see it, you're like, okay, woman looks nice. Like that's cool.
Right.
You ain't got to be out here doing.
You
some
ain't
extra
gotta
stuff.
right. You ain't gotta stare like, oh my god, like you ain't gotta be Jim Carrey in the
look,
'90s.
and I've gotten this look way too many times. It's the look that you look like a fresh piece of meat, and they're the dog, and that's how bad it is.
And I can never
sometimes.
understand what that feels
Do they,
like.
do they
for
do
me.
that to your
Agreed.
like? Do they do that right here, or do they wait till you to walk by? Because usually that look happens after
When
they
they
walk
walk
by.
past.
No,
Yeah.
like
Then you go like,
I can tell. I
need
can.
all that. Like
I
it's
can
a
tell
whole.
they're-
You can tell when somebody. You can tell when somebody about to do it.
So here, I see them looking because I'm walking this way. They're walking this way.
Yeah.
And they're looking. They're already looking. They're already starting to look down because.
Yo, we are trash.
Ain't no way. I make sure there's
yeah,
about
word.
3 steps. You do 3 steps
Nah,
past.
ain't no
Men
way,
in-
Look,
man.
once,
men in general,
once she's
bro.
here,
Men in general,
bop,
Men in
bop,
general. That's
bop,
why I say we.
Okay.
turn, and you keep going. You don't stare.
Men have to do better.
We do.
But what do you think? Do you think
I'm so sorry.
do you
We
think
keep
this
cutting her
rule is
off.
ridiculous?
Okay, on one hand, I'm like, I know for me personally, as somebody who is curvy and short, I struggle with shopping for pants that fit. Leggings fit. They're comfortable.
Easy.
Okay, they're easy. I can stretch. I can move. I don't have to worry about them ripping. So I get really upset when it's like, oh, no, you shouldn't be wearing them. I understand that they're not always the best setting. There's not always, you're not going to wear leggings to an interview. Like, obviously, duh. But just to be like, oh, no, it should be banned. Like, I've heard of schools and stuff banning. Do you guys remember that issue?
There's the devil.
I compared them to like wearing joggers for dudes.
Do you guys remember the incident with United Airlines where they didn't let the girls on the plane because they were wearing leggings?
Yes, I do remember this.
No.
Yes.
What?
Yes, I actually do remember that. Yes.
I never fly United, by the way.
What's wrong with people, bro?
I don't.
But
these are people that's going against God's work.
But it's interesting. That is
You
true.
are totally against God. God created that, right? And then he, at least all they doing is covering it, okay? Just because you ain't got it. That's probably the reason why the white Joan actually came up with the article, because she probably wasn't curvy.
I think she's mad.
Oh, that's like that one white woman that was mad at the City Girls video because she was like, why are there no white women twerking in this video?
Because y'all
can't
don't
really
come
twerk
out the
like that,
vagina usually
Oh.
like that.
Wow. Wow.
Y'all don't grow up and eat the
We're
same
here
food.
now, ladies and
Yes, I'm the one. Yeah.
Y'all know. See, now y'all know what I be dealing with when I'm on air and Kyle be saying stuff in the background, and I be trying to be like,
cuss?
so yeah, we just gotta keep. Yeah, Kyle, you said Kyle be like is that? Yeah, like it's.
Yo, I remember one time he was talking about Meek Mill. He was like, "What did Meek Mill say?" I looked him dead in the eye. I was like, he said he had to take a shit. He was like, yeah, go ahead, go to the bathroom, and then like
You got to censor him
Yeah.
all the time.
I got to. I ain't trying to get no FCC fine.
All right. Well,
So to put a bow on this, Astrid.
yes.
her ass.
I don't think we should be banned from wearing whatever the hell we want to wear.
Real
Yes.
rap.
First of all.
There you go.
Second of all, we are not a piece of meat, people.
Real rap.
You can
I'm doing a slow clap for you.
you can at least be discreet about it. I get the
Like 3 steps, right?
not even. They're
3 steps
here.
not
I
enough.
see them, dude. I see them, and it's like, oh, mommy, whatever. I'm like,
Oh,
"Ma'am,
mommy. That's how they be saying.
You
see-
are 60 years old. Get away.
The harassment.
Like, what?
There's 2 issues here. The harassment that women have to deal with is absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time,
It's the shaming, the body shaming.
Right.
Like, why aren't we allowed to wear? Like,
I
I
agree.
can't help the fact that I was born curvy. That's genetic.
yes.
Right.
Okay?
That's what y'all gonna come at me.
And
She said it in a
and
nicer way.
nobody should
But
be-
you get what I'm saying, though.
Nobody should be suppressing your right to
girl.
show
She can do
that off however it is that you choose.
I don't even try to show it off.
But I get
can't
your
help
point, right? You can't help that, but there should be no limitation on God's work.
And real rap, that was a great. I love the way
God's
you
plan.
brought that together.
God's
Because you're
plan.
not gonna be out here wearing a Missy Elliott garbage bag just because you're curvy.
But also, nobody does this to
I
men. Does
can't
anybody tell a
stand
dude
the
at the
rain.
beach who's got his shirt off, like, nah, you can't be showing all that?
Yeah,
Nobody's
in the
saying that.
summer-
Like, hey, bro, your
anything
calves
to guys
fake.
with-
Put some
with
leg
sweatpants.
pants on,
yo,
bro.
put your
I
pants
don't
on.
say anything to guys with tight sweatpants. I don't want to see
I'm
a
about to
bulge,
say-
but I don't say anything.
Right.
But you be looking.
I don't be looking either.
You
That's-
said with the bone and all, like you see, you not discreet.
She got the 3-step rule going on.
Right.
You're supposed to wait.
Wait till he stand up. He gonna
No,
turn.
thank you.
All
I'm
right, come
good.
back.
Hurrah!
We right back. Yeah, y'all ain't finna get me today.
Yeah, sorry. We are not here for that rule and that woman. All right, that's it for episode 73. We got to wrap it on that note. We got to pick a number real quick.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, episode 73. Who do we got? What did we do last time? Route 46? Who did we get?
I don't remember.
I don't even remember who we had. Herm Edwards. Now I remember. Boom. Barry Bonds.
73 home runs.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like jersey number.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, no, but
Okay.
yeah. It's Kenny Rogers.
Nope.
Ricardo Rincon. Dennis Rodman.
Oh, with the Lakers.
Lakers.
I was waiting for it too.
We've had Dennis Rodman on already. His artwork, though.
Of course.
I mean,
This
This was
This
post-marital Dennis Rodman, though.
That is.
This is a different man.
That is a different man.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Hey, you know.
Yeah, 'cause he married
Probably not a
himself,
good
right?
thing.
Yes.
Joe Klecko.
Consideration.
John Hanna.
Don't even know who that is.
Me neither. Larry Allen.
Uh-huh.
And Joe Thomas. Y'all remember Joe Thomas?
Yo, I just want to make every. I had a
Yo,
70.
he slimmed down.
Word.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen him.
Yo.
Bro, the new picture, he looked like a different man.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
All right, so what do we
my
do?
vote is for Barry Bonds, man, because people still mad at him, and that man needs to get in the Hall of Fame. So
I
my
feel
vote is
that.
for Barry
I'm kind of
Bonds.
with
Feel
that.
that. You know what? As much as I want to say Dennis Rodman, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that, bro.
Yeah, I'm with Barry Bonds on this. What's your vote, Kyle?
No, I'm going Dennis Rodman.
I mean, 3-1.
3-1.
Astrid,
Sorry,
what do you think?
sorry, Kyle.
You watch baseball?
It doesn't matter. Her vote can't change anything.
Well, I was
Sorry,
gonna
you
say
gonna
Barry
say
Bonds.
that a woman's voice don't matter,
brother? We don't stand for that shit.
I said the numbers don't matter.
Get him.
But
I was
sorry,
gonna go
that
ahead
made me
and say
sound
Barry
like I was
Bonds in a
suppressing
green,
her vote.
So
I really did suppress your vote, though. That's horrible.
He tried,
I'm
sister.
so
go ahead.
anti-voter suppression. I just did. All right.
Listen,
Barry Bonds
I
it
think
is.
you've been hanging out too much with Brian.
He's
Ooh.
problematic. That is true.
Very.
Yeah, it's true. All right.
We're ending
What?
there.
Y'all act like that. That didn't make
Thank
me
you
feel
for your
uncomfortable.
contribution.
Pretty good.
Brian feels uncomfortable. I don't. All right, that's it for episode 73. Melvin, Kyle, thanks for hanging out with us again.
No
This was
problem at
very
all.
interesting in a wide range of topics that we talked about. It was very interesting.
Glad to be back.
You guys will be back again. Thanks to everybody, all the supporters. Be sure to continue to listen. Be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, any place you listen to all the stuff. Also support us on Patreon, like our man Melvin does. We appreciate that. Thank you for your comments. Continue to leave those. Until next time, episode 73 of the Hard to Tell Podcast. Melvin Taylor, Kyle Johnson, Brian Fonseca. I'm Dex Irby. Until next time, y'all. Peace.